listening to Inclusive AF with Jackye Clayton and Katee Van Horn.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Jacqueline.
That's my favorite part of the Inclusive AF podcast. I hope it doesn't get on anybody's nerves. Hi, Katee. How are you?
You mean other than mine? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Other
I'm
than your
joking.
hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Really good to see you, Jackie.
It's good to see you too. We are getting close to holiday time.
Oh, don't remind me. It's just so many things, so many things.
All I want
Um,
for Christmas is a good DEI policy at an organization. That's all I want
at
for Christmas.
every organization. So you're not jumping on the bandwagon. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about AT&T first.
Yes. So AT&T announced to the FCC that they're ending all of their DEI programs.
And why, pray tell, Jackie, would they do that?
I think it's a strategic move because they want to get spectrum, and that goes through the FCC. And in order to do that, you have to go through the government. And in order to do that, you have to renounce DEI policies. This is money, honey.
Money, 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 money. The answer is plain and simple money. So
Yeah.
AT&T is rolling back all their programs so they can get approval. Yeah, and bending the knee just to make more
But
money.
I mean, we've always known about the world of capitalism, and it's easy to be like, we see a lot of millennials that are like, I just hate capitalism and the way that it works, and people trying
Yeah,
to poo-poo it away. But really, this stuff used to happen in back rooms, but it is happening front and
100%.
center. It
Yes.
is going to, I don't know at what point or when, but all of these things are going to bounce back in the face of these executives. I think that's part of the reason. It's money for the organization, but then money for people who hold these beliefs to make as much as they can before they get forced back underground and not hired and quiet, and people are looking for the backlash because it's going to swing in my, write it down, so far and the other way. I just hope that people aren't so radicalized where things like it's going to be illegal or something crazy.
Right. Right. And I think that's the thing is that there is going to be some sort of reckoning yet again. And I think we're in a reckoning where, people feel like it went too far to the left and now it's going so far to the right that it's like, we're rolling it back to the 1950s where, we don't care about the environment, we don't care about people, we don't care about anything other than money. I think there's a balance between capitalism and doing what's right, which leads us to a
Texas.
term you just taught me
Oh,
today.
wait, there's
Oh,
more.
but wait, there's
Wait,
more.
there's more. I live in Texas, and in Texas, they just removed women and minority-owned businesses from their historically underutilized business program. And as of December 2nd, the program's rebranded just to support only disabled veterans.
Okay.
So, if you want to be included in the ecosystem of business in the state of Texas, the only ones that are going to be benefited from the government programs are disabled veterans. And which is not only like the way that it worked within HR, like not protected. I don't know how they're going to do disabled veterans. In some, it is just having a disability, and then others, it's when you are disabled during wartime, which is a whole different
Right.
thing, because right now, as we know, what's going on with Venezuela and all the bombs of the drug people, they aren't considered disabled if they don't have the like, it's not happening during wartime. So by this not being a war and not doing, like, I
Yeah.
don't know if people understand that these phrases and terms that are going on are really important, um on how it has that. So that happened in Texas. And the question then becomes, under all of this stress and shifting roles and uncertainty, is this, now we can get to that fancy word that we just started talking about with organizations, the new corporate. Shh,
Wait, don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
I'm not gonna
We're,
say it. I'm
we're,
not gonna say it.
we're burying the lead because I want to talk more about this.
Burying the lead.
We want to talk more about this,
Yeah,
so I think everyone knows, or if people don't know, they should know that veteran status, as you just mentioned, there's different levels of veteran status. And
right.
so if you are a veteran that served in a war,
Hmm.
a recognized war, you get different levels of benefits than someone who is a veteran that did not see combat.
That's
And
right.
and I think that that's the piece that, to your point, so this is kind of what they're now saying. It sounds like, and I'm not familiar, so if I'm misstating something, please correct me.
Mhm.
Um, but it sounds like they're doing a similar thing. But the fact that they are not acknowledging women-owned businesses, or
Right.
what they call minority-owned businesses, which is a whole program that people go through to get certified to say, hey, we have a majority of ownership that is women or minority, and again, their language, not mine, minority,
Right.
people of color. This is something that is so unsettling because it's
Right.
yet one more thing, it's one more way that we can not support and not help and not consider people that have been historically marginalized, or I won't even say historic, that are marginalized today,
That's right.
um, people that are just trying to make ends meet and have their own business and do the right thing and follow the rules and all of these things. And so it's another brick in the wall, if you will, of how the government is trying to build against people and women and people of color specifically.
So and the veteran status, keep in mind. So here, so there's two different, you can be a veteran, but in order to be, and you can be a disabled veteran without being a service disabled veteran.
Yeah.
So they are saying like, so an example is like if you have PTSD because you had something in the military, your status, there's a 0 to 100% of the rating of disability that only comes from the VA. So in order to be like a service disabled veteran, you had to have, they had a disability that was caused or worsened by combat. So take out, so let's just say someone was in Desert Storm, and now a lot of people that were our age were in Desert Storm. We're Gen Xers, and now they have chronic headaches. Well, it could be because of something that happened in Desert Storm, but you would have to go to the VA and they would have to prove that this was because of something
Mhm.
that happened 20 or 30 years ago. And they get to determine if you are a service disabled veteran because of something that's happened all those years ago. And again, it's tied into the system. You can't go to your doctor and and their doctor says, oh, it's probably because of that, right? It has to be during your service. And what is frustrating is that so many things happen as a result long term after your service, as a result of your service, right? Like I mean I'm thinking of, you may have PTSD. That's something we can tie to your service. If you ran and tripped on a log because you were scared because of PTSD, that would be more difficult to prove. And so
Right.
we're talking about money and benefits that are coming from the same system that are trying to oppress you
Yeah.
in the first place. So it is interesting that we have, how that is going to come out later. That's the state of Texas. I'm sure other people would be following that. And it's important to look at the definition because it's only certain government contracts, right? Before, you used to be able, you were a woman or you're a person of color, and that's all it was. Now, in order to be a disabled veteran owned business, it's only for certain government contracts, not all of them. And so you will start hearing a distinction between veteran owned business or service disabled veteran owned business. And it'll be interesting to see how other people follow suit in the next couple of years.
Months, days. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's
I
going
mean,
to happen next week.
right. But I
I
think
don't,
it's
I mean,
interesting, like it, like that, like your example of Desert Storm. I think it's so similar. We know that the burning of the oil fields in Kuwait definitely let off pollutants and other things that definitely affected the humans that were there.
right.
It reminds me similar, and you and I are old enough to remember this, like the all of the issues with Agent Orange
That's right.
and our uncles that served in the Vietnam War, and how that impacted them and continues to impact them. We also, like, we can go to 9/11 and the impacts on the firefighters and other.
Did you freeze or did I freeze? You look frozen to me. I don't know where we broke.
Okay, I think we are back, folks. Sorry for that little blip. Um, So I think the issue is that it's going to be an ongoing conversation, like you said, of each state deciding do they want to follow suit like Texas is doing. But let's shift now to our new word of the day.
Yes. The new word of the day is, do I say it? Is it you? Is it you?